Hey everyone, Tin Man here, running some gameplay with this green-red ramp deck. Running it in a constructed gauntlet, and we're up against a black-red deck here first. They're running a couple interesting heroes, Necrophos and Mazzy, and I suppose the rest of their hero lineup as well is not typical heroes that you normally see, but that's alright. We'll see how this goes. On the opening flop, we get a good lineup, Axe and a Bounty Hunter. Treant doesn't hit Sven. Lycan hits Omni Knight. You can't really cast anything this entire turn unless they play an improvement rather on lane 1. And we do have some ramp. We have at least a Stars Align, which is an important part of our game plan, is getting the ramp spells like Stars Align into an Emissary of the Quorum. We do need another ramp spell in order to cast one of these next turn, which doesn't seem terribly likely, unless we top deck another Stars Align or Selemene's Favor. So they played Fight Through the Pain to grab initiative, but more importantly to make a profitable trade against the Omni Knight. Nothing much we could do about that. I do want to buy the Town Portal Scroll. One of the key weaknesses of this deck is mobility. Once you've won a lane, it's kind of hard to get your heroes out of that lane and into the next one. You don't have too many cross-map plays. So I like buying Town Portal Scrolls when they're available. So where do I want to put Legion Commander? Unfortunately, there's no chance for it to get in front of a hero unless I put it in mid lane. Necrophos is probably going mid lane or right lane. I tend to err on the side of going towards mid when it's kind of a toss-up here. Not only because I have the Treant and it could land next to Treant and get the armor, but also, second lane happens first before lane 3. And I think my opponent was on a similar kind of mindset, and you kind of want to match wherever that hero goes with your hero. And luckily we got a little bit rewarded there, and they lined up against each other, which is profitable for us because red heroes beat black heroes in most fights. So there's potential for some trickery here to, maybe swap him out or save him somehow, or if not, we'll just take a free kill. And we probably want to play Mist of Avernus somewhere. I'm not entirely sure where. I'm going to hip fire there, which doesn't kill her, puts her to 1, and they retain initiative. That's fine, because we're going to play Mist of Avernus anyway. I can play it on lane 3 to potentially, get a buff, but I don't really have a good way of contesting lane 3. This Lycan, if I Town Portal him out of here, which I'm not sure if I want to do or not. I think I'm more likely to want to continue to contest mid lane. So while it may seem bad right now that I don't get the proc off of it, I think I want it in this lane. Long term, because right lane is, lane 3 is already going a little bit sideways. Not to say that we're going to abandon it, but we would get 1 proc on it right here. But our creeps wouldn't really benefit from it because these creeps are still going to trade across over time. And Omni Knight, we would get 1 proc, but then I have to put Drow Ranger in here to get another proc, and I'm really not about that. I think I just let Omni Knight die and bring Urza down to 2 so that he'll die to a melee creep next turn. I could have Town Portal Scroll to save him, but I'd rather use that for mobility later on in the game. I kind of wish I had had something like a Traveler's Cloak or Fountain Flask at the time, but such is the game. And even that might not be great, because then he'd have -3 armor after fighting with Urza one more time. I think I want to buy... I actually think Stonehold Cloak is quite good. I want to buy that, and I want to buy the Fountain Flask, so that I can fully heal, one of my heroes and start the cloak on one of my green heroes, keep him healthier, like a Drow Ranger. It's unfortunate I don't get a creep spawn in lane 3. I wanted it in front of Urza, but I think we just want to take priority over lane 1. Typically, we're not a very lane 1 focused deck, because most of our powerful plays like Selemene's Favor and Mist of Avernus go on future lanes. You generally don't play them on the lane that they're in, because then you miss out on the advantage. So like I'm going to play Salamene's Favor onto lane 2. So that means, you can't really put it onto lane 1 without kind of, going backwards in time and missing out on some of the value. But if I put this here on lane 2, I can then Stars Align into Emissary of the Quorum here on turn 3, which is quite powerful. I probably want to Stonehull Cloak the Treant and Fountain Flask up Legion Commander. I think that makes sense. So I don't want to do anything here. Don't want to Town Portal Scroll out of lane 1 until we've killed the lane, or essentially have killed it. Opponent does get first action, but they don't have anything like, I guess I could have Hipfire or something along those lines. Poised to Strike. Not terribly concerned. The Cleave is a little frightening. Since my green hero is most important to do my Stars Align Emissary play, I would like to, I think, fully heal him first. Or no, I want to put Stonehull Cloak on him. I'm not fully healing him. I'm fully healing the commander, right. So I want to give him the extra health so it doesn't get like hip fired or something here. If they hip fire Legion Commander, so be it. But I want to do these like free actions first, so that I can keep my guys healthy. If I just like start off with a Stars Align and then they, hip fire to kill off Treant, then I look a little bit silly. So I want to make sure he's nice and healthy and out of range of that. That's the problem with these kind of ramp effects taking over 2 actions, is that playing Stars Align gives your opponent an opportunity to react. So generally you want to make sure you're nice and insulated from that as much as possible, whether that be through extra health items or they're just too low on mana. Bronze Legionnaire, that is going to be punished hard. So we are kind of out of stalling actions, so we'll cast Stars Align, and they're low on mana. So this is a pretty safe bet, I'll say. Fight Through the Pain seems like a bad timing for that, because it could have waited till later, and then it could have grabbed initiative back after I played my card, whatever card I played with my excess mana, which obviously I'm going to play an extra card because I have the mana, and this even curved in, so beautiful. We lose our Treant, but he'll be back, and he'll be back bigger than ever. This lane we've got nothing on. I wanted to keep him in. I wasn't going to portal him out because I wanted to kill off the Bounty Hunter. So, depends on where my opponent deploys their Necrophos, but we're very likely to want to Blink Dagger out somebody out of lane 1. Whether it be Axe into mid lane or something to continue benefiting from this Emissary of the Quorum. Omni Knight has to go mid, right? Because I want to be able to play another Emissary this turn, and then he gets the benefit from it. It's a little annoying that he has the minus armor versus the Cleave lane, but I think he'll be big enough to survive whatever damage he may be taking, especially after another Emissary proc. So luckily our opponent does not have something like Phantom Assassin, so we're not really afraid of a coup de grace here. So I think I just want to Salamene's this lane so that next turn I can play my 3rd Emissary, because Emissaries are amazing. And we'll play a Roseleaf Druid to add a bit more pressure. At this point, I think I'm fine hopping the Drow Ranger out of here, because I'm not missing out on too much damage. I'm still putting a lot of pressure on the lane, and I probably can redeploy Treant into lane 1 next turn, whereas I can't redeploy a red hero into this lane next turn, so I want to keep my heroes nice and divided, or nice and balanced, that I have red and green in both lanes that are important. And then meanwhile over here on lane 3, come on, we're taking 11. This isn't going to die for 3 more turns. That is infinite time to kill lanes 1 and 2. And also the benefit of adding another green hero into lane 2 is that if they manage to kill 1, like with a coup de grace, which they don't have, but if there was something like a coup de grace, it would get rid of 1 green hero, but then I still have another. So I'm just going to play the Emissary first, so that it will get the proc from the first one, and then we just go crazy. That should be plenty enough to win the game. Well, certainly the lane. And probably the game. Give our board +4/+4. And if we really want to, we can do it again next turn. But we can probably do it again in lane 1 next turn, in case they try to contest it with a bounty hunter. And now everyone lives, and we're all good. And lane is taking 60. Jeez. That is the power of a, what, turn 3 emissary into turn 4 emissary. Feels good, man. So, lane 3, we've... I said we weren't going to completely ignore it. I was really hoping that a creep would spawn in front of the Urza at some point and would kill it off, but that has not happened. But luckily, we were able to redeploy the Omni Knight, you know, in a very valuable manner, coming in right in time to get the emissary procs. I'm just gonna buy. Is there any enchantment that could bother me? I don't think so, but I have another town. I have one town portal scroll that I haven't had to use yet because we have had good deployments. And I'll just throw this into lane 1 because they're also getting creeps. I didn't actually hit pass. Did my opponent just concede? Oh, they did. Okay. I'm like, I didn't kill this lane yet. Ah, they conceded. Very well. Well, we were going to win this turn regardless. So, thanks for watching, and check you out in the next video.